Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be taking a look at some of the things I picked up in the winter 2024 Plano train show. Some of the things I picked up. Kind of want to showcase some of the things I got at the show. Just kind of showcase so you guys can kind of see some of the things that I purchased for the layout. Some of the things I think the layout kind of needed, and some of those things I was able to get. So I'm going to start off with the kind of rolling stock and engine I ended up picking up at the show. And I'll just swing those by for you. So as you guys will see, the engine I picked up was the Union Pacific, Spirit of Union Pacific 1943. Picked up that engine. I also picked up some covered hoppers. Just kind of, I really want to get quite a bit of covered hoppers on the roster because I want to have a big grain facility on the layout. So picked up 3 covered hoppers. Just kind of want to showcase you guys those that I was able to pick up. And let's also look at some of the other things I got, and then we'll come back to those things. So I also picked up 2 other freight cars. I don't know if you guys can see. These are the What's Neat This Week. Ken Patterson has this podcast on YouTube he does. It's a weekly podcast, talks about the kind of new things in the hobby. So I got this freight car. It's from Value Trains. It's one they make like custom box cars. Like I had one before from the Colorado Metal Railroad Museum. Really like the cars. They're really good quality freight cars. So picked up this one. I also picked up this other one. There was a guy who had 2 of these, and he gave me a pretty good bargain on both of these at the show. So just kind of 2 kind of interesting, cool pieces to just have on the layout. So really kind of enjoy those. And then another interesting piece I also picked up, which I'm going to put on the track so you guys can see it. It's this little wheeled excavator. It's got the railroad wheels on it, so in the front, so you can actually place it on the track, and the wheels are actually set, so they can be set on the track. The arm is movable and everything. I just kind of pose it kind of right here. It even comes with like different tools that I guess you can put on the front. I really like it. Up here, it does swivel, so you can turn it quite a bit, and then the wheels do roll. So if there's any question about that, the wheels, yes, they do roll, and just kind of one of those interesting pieces on the layout that, really kind of happy to have on the layout. It's just a really cool piece, and one of those things I also just really wanted to pick up. And then another thing I picked up, which you guys, I can't really show all of them right now, but I did pick up probably 8 packs of these Barreline laser cut graffiti decals. I've been putting graffiti decals on a ton of stuff, as you guys will see in future videos. I just think it's a great way to make your stuff look realistic. So I'll just kind of show you some examples of some of the ones I've already done. So kind of move this guy out of the way. So I have this Burlington Northern covered hopper. We've got graffiti on this side. This one was a fish. Got some other graffiti on this side. So, just stuff like that really makes the cars look weathered, like they've been through the elements, like it's real. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get that prototype look for my cars, and I think these really help get that kind of look over your car. I've also done plenty of my containers. In fact, almost every single one of my containers has at least one graffiti decal on it. I just think after weathering them with some charcoal, they look really good, really realistic. And then I also picked up this spray from Testers. This also, if you guys are doing those Blairline graffiti decals and you're doing it on cars that aren't like super smooth, like a lot of the cars I started off with were smooth grain hoppers, but if you try to do like coal cars that have like rivets and stuff in them, I would highly recommend picking this stuff up. It does, like, I don't know, it makes the decals like a little wet when you're doing them, but it actually makes them stick, because I've had problems with a couple of the containers on like the rivets where I'll like go and just pick up the car and put my thumb on the graffiti, and the graffiti will come off. So just kind of want to let you guys know, if you are doing cars with rivets, I would highly recommend picking this stuff up. It makes it sit on the cars a lot better than typically. So, and I also just kind of wanted to show you guys just kind of some of the things I picked up. And here's another example. This car's still in the box, but I think this car looks super good with graffiti on it. This is just a Walther's mainline BNSF covered hopper I did with some of the graffiti on it, and I just think it looks really good. You guys can't really see, but it makes the car look, probably in my opinion, 10 times better than it originally did, because when these cars come from the factory, they look brand new, and as we all know, no railroad cars look that brand new, especially after they're from the factory. So, you know, it just kind of makes the cars look more realistic in my opinion. So, and then we'll bring it back to these covered hoppers that I showed before. So I picked up all 3 of these in a bargain. This guy was selling them. We'll start off with the Santa Fe one. I believe it's a Bachmann Silver Series model. I will say there is some damage on the front and back with some of the details. It's a little cracked, but I should be able to fix it. And then I believe it's a Bachmann Silver Series model, so it did come with metal wheels and KDs. And for the most part, I like it. I do have to do some work, as when the car rides, it does tilt a little bit to the left, so I am going to have to work on that. And probably just make sure that the couplers or everything are in check and stuff when I'm done messing with that one. And then this one is a Penn Central. I believe this is an Acura one. This one was probably, out of the 3 I bought, this is probably the nicest one. It came with metal wheels, the KDs, runs super good. As you guys can see, I've added a couple graffiti decals to it, make it look a little bit more realistic, but it has not gone through the weathering yet. So once I weather it up with the graffiti on it, it'll look super good. So this is probably the nicest out of the group. And then my favorite out of the group is this, I don't know what you would probably, maybe army camouflage green car. This one I believe is an Ather model. It's super nice, kind of like the Penn Central one. Came with metal wheels, has KDs on it. So just, again, super nice car. Guy sold them to me. He said, make me a deal. He thought $10 for each car. I was like, that's a great deal. And the boxes came with all the cars, and so they've all been on the layout since, and they all run super good. Haven't had any problems with them, like I said, other than the Santa Fe one, but that's kind of, it runs fine if I wanted to leave it like that, but that's kind of just more of a preference thing I just want to fix. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to show you guys the stuff I got from the show, and I'm also going to bring back Mr. 1943 so I can demonstrate to you guys the sounds and stuff this engine does have, because it is a super nice engine, and I do want to demonstrate the sounds, since it does have factory Tsunami 2 sounding in it. Guy made me a great bargain for this engine, and just couldn't really refuse the offer. It was too good of a deal, so I'll put that there, start it up, let the horn play out for a little bit. As this is an engine, as soon as it came out, the prototype, I knew it was an engine I wanted to get my hands on, so I'll just play the sounds for you on this one, and it sounds super good. So I'll just let you guys hear it for yourselves. Like I said, I haven't really messed with any of the CVs since I've gotten it. It just runs super good. It runs super well with my other Athearn Genesis SD70 AH. The 9069 unit I have, I run the 2 of them together, and they make a flawless consist together. That's kind of what I like to do with my engines a lot of times, is run the same manufacturer, the same kind of DCC decoders together, because one, you don't really have to speed match them because they come from the factory kind of already speed matched. They got the same kind of wiring, decoder, electronics, everything inside, same drive gears, everything. So that's kind of what I do like to do with most of my models. So quite a bit of times what I do is when I buy engines, I want to buy another of like the same. And I think the next engine I'm probably going to be looking for is a Burlington Northern FP45, so I can probably run it with my Santa Fe FP45 I have. It's an Athearn Genesis model, so I would like the Burlington Northern one to be an FP45. Maybe I can find one of the ones with the tiger stripes on the front, the white and green tiger stripes on the front, possibly the one with ditch lights, but if not, we'll see. That, or I would like to get my hands on either a Burlington Northern or a BNSF SD60M Triclops from Athearn Genesis with the ditch lights and everything on it. I recently sold my Walther's mainline, both of my SD60Ms, just kind of, they didn't really have the details I wanted. Looked to see how much it would be to put ditch lights on the front of both of them, and just kind of figured it'd probably just be cheaper to just buy the ones that come with ditch lights from Athearn Genesis, so that's probably what I'm going to want to do. And yeah, just wanted to show you guys some of the stuff I picked up from this show. Kind of wanted to keep you guys in the loop a little bit, and I hope you guys will stay tuned for future things that are going to be coming on the channel.